All right, we are here with our NFL Week 9 predictions. And before we get started, we have the teams that are on the bye. We have the Detroit Lions, Seattle Seahawks, Buccaneers, and the Washington football teams. And last week we went 8-7 in our picks, and that's because I picked with my heart instead of my head, and I decided it'd be funny to pick the Jaguars and Lions. Yeah, never do that again. That's a really stupid idea. I don't know why I did that. I really thought that was a chance. The Seahawks had a backup quarterback, and I thought the Jags could win. And I thought because the Lions are playing the Eagles, a team that's really not been that good this year, I thought that would be a smart pick. And then they got blown out. They lost by 38 points. Yeah, that's my fault. Never again. So let's jump into it. We have Thursday Night Football. We have the Jets and the Colts. I'm going with the Colts. Last week, Mike White had his legacy game. First career start, had a monster game. But I don't think that's going to continue. It's the Jets. I don't have any high expectations of the Jets. Carson Wentz, he's not a turnover machine, but he knows how to make his turnovers count. He has 3 or 4 really bad turnovers this year. Last week in particular, he had that interception that was a pick six right at the goal line for a touchdown for the Titans. That was really bad. He makes really dumb mistakes. He makes them count. I'll give him that. He makes his interceptions count. And then he had to throw that one in overtime to basically ice the game and give it to the Titans. But I think the Colts are a better team. Their defense is much better. Their offense is much better. I think the Colts win. It's a Thursday night game. We're finally back to having really bad teams on it. So Colts are going to win. Next, we have the Falcons Saints. I'm going with the Saints, even though I think it's more or less their defense that's going to win them games for the rest of the season. They're starting Trevor Siemian. They do get Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is actually out for the remainder of the season because he had a setback on his ankle injury, but they do get Taysom Hill back, so they finally get their gadget player back, so they might help them a little bit. But like I said, Jameis is out for the season. So I think their defense is really going to be the way that they win games for the majority of their season. Like last week, they made Tom Brady make some mistakes, causing 3 turnovers. So, their defense is legit. Their defense is really good. The Falcons, they're just a bad team. They're not getting Kyle Pitts the ball. He had 2 receptions last week against the Panthers. The Falcons are a bad football team, and now they lost Calvin Ridley for the foreseeable future because he's out with personal issues. The Falcons are a bad team. And if I'm the Saints, I'm calling Phillip Rivers. I think he would be a good replacement for the season until Jameis comes back next year or whoever they decide to be their quarterback. I hate it for Jameis that he's out, but I think the Saints are in a decent spot for their quarterback being injured. I think if they're a phone call away, I think if they bring in Phillip Rivers, they have a chance to win, and I'm going with the Saints. Or if they bring in Phillip Rivers for the season, I think they have a chance, to make a really solid push. Because with Trevor Siemian, I don't see it. But if they call for Phillip Rivers here in the next couple of weeks, bring him in, play him, I think they'll be good. But yeah, for this game in particular, I have the Saints. Next, we have the Broncos, Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys. And if I'm the Cowboys, I'm sitting Dak one more week to let his calf heal. They're playing the Broncos, who just got rid of their best defensive player in Von Miller and sent him to the Rams. The Broncos' offense is terrible. They did everything they could last week to lose it against the Washington football team. They did win the game, but they didn't win it convincingly in my eyes. They're a bad team. So yeah, I think the Cowboys win this. Cooper Rush can win them a couple games. He showed it last week. National stage, won them the game. So I think the Cowboys will win this game, and not either convincingly or not. But I think the Cowboys defense is going to be all right, and the Broncos are just a bad football team. So I'm going with the Cowboys. Next, we have the Patriots and the Panthers. Yeah, this one was easy. We're going with the Patriots. The Panthers are not a good football team. Sam Darnold got himself hurt last week. Well, I didn't say he got himself hurt. He got hurt last week. P.J. Walker had to come in. His status for the game is unknown. I don't know if Sam Darnold's playing this, recording this on the Wednesday before the week starts. And so if it is P.J. Walker, even if it is Sam Darnold, I'm picking the Patriots to win. Their defense is too good. Mac Jones has been playing some fantastic football, playing mistake-free football, which is all you can ask from a rookie quarterback. His numbers may not be flashy, but the way he's playing has definitely helped the team win. He's not making mistakes. He's not putting the team in bad situations. And like I said, their defense, I think, is playing well. And another thing from this game that I really hope to see is Jacoby Myers' first career receiving touchdown. I've been rooting for it all year since I found out that was a thing. Every single week I've been watching it. Come on, Jacoby. Please, Jacoby, get your first receiving touchdown of your career. Please, we're all rooting for you. Next, we have the Vikings and the Ravens. The Ravens are coming off of the bye, which they lost to the Bengals the last time they played. They got completely blown out in a game where Lamar did not look very good. But I think with them coming off the bye, them getting some rest, I think they can play well, and I think the Ravens will win this game. But their defense hasn't really been playing well, but they're playing the Vikings, who I don't like Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. His numbers might look good, but his play last week was stupid. Like, he's not throwing the ball down the field. He'll throw it 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage and lose 4 yards every single play. I think he cares more about stats than he does his actual play, or the actual play, winning the game. I don't think Kirk Cousins are good. And last week they lost to a backup quarterback in Cooper Rush. So I think the Ravens win this. I think they're the better team out of the two. Next, we have the Browns and Bengals. I'm going with the Bengals in this. Yeah, the Bengals lost to the Jets. That was a really bad loss for them. Kind of unforgivable, but at the same time, people have the Titans ranked fairly high, and the Titans lost to the Jets. But I mainly blame the loss last week to the Jets for the Bengals on Zach Taylor. Like, the fourth quarter play calling was just god awful. Like, I don't know why so late in the game they weren't just running the ball and trying to run the clock out. So what if the Jets had timeouts? Make them use their timeouts. Make your defense, who has been playing very good football, and let them win you the game. Like, there was no reason to throwing the ball, in my opinion, in that situation. None whatsoever. Joe Burrow is a very good quarterback playing a very good season, but you can't put your team in that position late into a game when your goal should be just to run the clock out, get the win. You're already up 31-26. You have a chance to win, and then you do that. I think that was a bad play calling, but the Browns are in shambles, man. OBJ doesn't want to be there. His dad posted on social media, LeBron saying he wants to be free from Cleveland. The Browns are a terrible organization. I don't know if it's an organization or if it's the players thing, but like, even Coach Stefanski was like, yeah, he's basically not on the team right now. So, Odell's not really going to be a factor in this game because he's not going to be playing. I highly doubt it. If he does somehow play, something must have been changed. But yeah, even Baker and Odell were not a good match to begin with. Baker and Jarvis were off completely last week. The Browns have been playing some really bad football recently, and I think the Bengals will win this. Next, we have the Bills-Jaguars. I'm going with the Bills. I think this was a pretty easy one. The Jaguars are arguably one of the 3 worst teams in football this year. They're lucky they didn't get blown out last week. The Bills, it took them about 3.5 quarters to get their offense going, but once they did, they finally got it rolling. They beat the Dolphins. I mean, credit to the Dolphins. They were playing some good defense, but yeah, I think the Bills win this game, and I don't even think it's close. And then speaking of the Dolphins, we have the Texans-Dolphins, and I am picking the Dolphins. Tyrod Taylor does have a chance to play, but I mean, the Texans are such a bad football team. I don't think there's a chance of them winning at all. I really don't. I mean, the way the Dolphins defense was played last week, I think it was good, but I don't know why I'm putting any thought into this game. They're both like 1-7 right now. Like, who cares? Who cares about these teams? Dolphins probably win, and Red Zone's probably going to forget about this game, so I probably won't even realize that it happened. Next, we have the Raiders-Giants. This game is a tough one to pick, if you ask me, because both of these teams, I mean, the Raiders record-wise is okay, and the Giants are a bad team, but I'm going with the Raiders to win this. This franchise has gone through some stuff this year. The John Gruden situation, the Henry Ruggs situation. I think the Raiders pulled this win out because of Derek Carr's leadership, and that alone, I really do. This team has gone through so much crap this year, and I'm not defending anything that anyone has done. I'm just saying the Raiders itself, talking football-wise and the people they've lost, that's rough for them football-wise. Now, personal-wise, that's another story. They are coming off a bye after beating the Eagles, but, at the same time, it's like, yeah, I have the Raiders. The Giants are just a bad team. The Giants are a bad football team, and I got the Raiders winning this. Next, we have the Chargers and Eagles. I'm going with the Chargers. The Eagles destroyed the Lions last week, but at the same time, I really don't think that means anything because it's the Lions. Yeah, I can't believe I picked them last week. But yeah, the Eagles played the Lions. I don't think that's really anything to really hang your hat on. Jalen Hurts didn't really have to throw the ball very much last week. And, I mean, they're playing a Chargers team that can actually put up points. So, Jalen Hurts is going to have to throw the ball more. And so I think the Chargers win this game. The Chargers did come off, a rough game against the Patriots where Herbert didn't really play his best. But I think I really do think that the Chargers can win this. I think Justin Herbert has too much talent. I think the Chargers have too much talent. And I don't think the defense of the Eagles is really necessarily good enough to stop all that talent that the Chargers have. So I think the Chargers will win this game. Next, you have the Packers Chiefs, and I'm picking the Chiefs. Yes, I'm a homer for the Chiefs. Fight me. I don't really care. The Chiefs are going to win this game. I really, really hope. Please win this. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers out for this game, has the virus, not going to play. Jordan Love gets his first career start, and if I'm Jordan Love, I'm finding Daniel Sorensen every single play and throwing it at him because he can't defend anything. I saw a stat today that when a quarterback throws in the direction of Daniel Sorensen, they have a perfect passer rating. So if I'm Jordan Love, I'm throwing the ball to him every single play. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? An incomplete pass? Doubt it. Like, Daniel Sorensen's not a good defender. Yeah, but the Packers with the loss of Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love's going to have a good game. Devontae Adams, I think, is questionable in this game, but they do get MVS and Lazard back. And for the Chiefs, man, the Chiefs team itself is broken. Like, their offense isn't clicking. They're missing receivers. Mahomes is missing wide open receivers. They're throwing interceptions off the teammates' helmets. Like, the Chiefs are really, really, really struggling this year. And it sucks. I mean, their defense, I think, has played a little bit better. Their run defense, especially with Nick Bolton, playing a little bit better. But Mahomes, he's leaving the pocket too soon. I think he's used to playing with a really bad offensive line. I think the Chiefs win this just simply for the fact that the Packers are playing a backup quarterback. And so, I mean, maybe this is a game where the Chiefs can play very well offensively, get their stuff together, and defense. The Chiefs really just need to put a complete game together offensively and defensively, because it's either one week one unit's playing well and the other one's not. It's just the Chiefs haven't put a full game together yet, and so I think this is a week where they can probably do that. Next, we have the Cardinals and 49ers. I'm picking the 49ers, and only because of the Kyler Murray injury, because if Colt McCoy plays, there is absolutely no way the Cardinals win this game. That 49ers defense is questionable. It has been. I think they're playing Colt McCoy. I think they'll be fine. But at the same time, the 49ers last week against the Bears, Debo, Jimmy Garoppolo, both had a very solid game. So I think with the injury to Kyler Murray, the 49ers will win this game. Next, we have the Titans-Rams. The Rams defense just got better with the Von Miller trade. Deshaun Jackson did get released, but at the same time, they do have really good receivers, Van Jefferson. I think Cooper Kupp having a career year right now. I think that'll be too much for the Rams, especially with the Titans losing Derrick Henry. They did sign Adrian Peterson, but I think the Rams are going to win this because I think the Titans are just going to have a really, really rough week, especially losing their best offensive player that they have. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we had the Bears-Steelers. This is going to be probably my dumb pick of the week, but I have the Bears. My gut just told me Bears, because the Steelers are not a good team offensively. They only put up 15 points against the Browns. I mean, the Bears last week did finally put a full game together that they played well. But I think if the Bears play as well as they did last week offensively, and how bad the Steelers offense is, I think that'll be enough for the Bears to beat the Steelers on Monday Night Football.